A salute to the mighty LDBC. Well, people been waiting on my thoughts about this Deontay Wilder, post-fight afterthoughts. And all right, folks, I'm gonna tell it to you like this, okay? I don't know, maybe I saw a completely different fight. I actually thought Wilder was doing okay in the fight until he got caught, because he was landing his right hand, and he hurt Zhang. He hurt Zhang twice in that fight. But Wilder didn't want to take the chance to try to finish him because Zhang was doing just a good job of countering Wilder's right hand. I mean, every time Wilder threw that right hand, it came back with a counter. But he hurt Zhang twice. And I can tell because Zhang, he started backing up. And Zhang he's a good fighter, man, because he knew he was hurt. So what he did was he just separated. And then when Wilder started to come back in and approach him, Zhang caught him coming in. He's just a good fighter, man. Zhang used a lot of intelligence, man. He just didn't allow Wilder to land that right hand uncontested. And, Zhang fought the perfect fight. But I was telling people, man, that Wilder, he fought 3 fights with Tyson Fury. Okay, he fought 3. And to be completely honest, I thought after the third Fury fight, I thought that was it. Okay, after fight number 2 with Fury did the damage. That did the damage. Like, that was the nail in the coffin for Wilder. He just took too much damage. Now, the speculations of Fury cheating, hitting Wilder with an open hand, Fury having his hand down in the gloves. I believe that Fury altered the gloves. Now, I believe that. However, okay, it was never actually completely 100%, 1,000% proven. Okay, just based on what I see in some of the video evidence, I believe Fury cheated with the gloves. But it is what it is. Because the records show that Deontay Wilder got knocked out twice by Fury. That's what the records show. It don't matter what I think or how I feel about that. The records show that Wilder got knocked out. Okay, it is what it is. But I think those 3 fights, the last 2 fights with Tyson Fury, I think that was the nail in the coffin for Deontay's career. You can't take that kind of punishment and not suffer ill effects. You just can't. Okay, Wilder, and even Fury himself, man. Fury did not want to fight Deontay Wilder for a third time. He didn't want to do that. The reason why he didn't want to do it because Tyson Fury also sustained a lot of damage. Those 2 fighters, they were never the same. Okay, Tyson Fury coming out of the third fight with Wilder, to me, I don't think Fury was the same fighter. Tyson Fury took some damage, y'all. He took damage, Wilder took damage. Those 2, they fought 3 grueling wars, man. And you gotta know, with fighting somebody of that caliber, you gotta know that took a lifetime of years. Now, Wilder took the brunt of the damage. Wilder took more damage than Fury did. But they both took enough damage, man, to, be like, damn, this is a lot of years. This is a lot of years off their careers. And Fury, in his last fight against Usyk, he didn't look too good. Like, Fury just didn't look like the same Fury of old. He just didn't look like that guy. And the little guy Usyk came in and just pretty much did whatever he wanted to do. Fury had his moments in that fight. But it was all Usyk. Guys, if you don't think that a tough fight with a tough opponent, and also these are heavyweights, they're heavy-handed. Okay, and I told one of my buddies, we watch boxing, and I said, hey, you watch. I said, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, they're never going to be the same after those fights. They just not. And of course they're not, and that's why everybody's so worried about Devin Haney. Okay, everybody worried about the damage he took, and Ryan Garcia cheating, it's a fact that Ryan cheated. It's just a fact. People can argue, but guys, the test already came back positive. There's nothing you can do. It's not supposed to be in his system. And Devin Haney, he took some damage. He took some hard shots. And Ryan Garcia has a beautiful left hook, man. That's his money punch. And whenever he lands that punch, bad things happen. Now, you imagine him landing that punch with an enhanced body. That punch is deadly. Okay? These guys are never going to be the same. You look at George Kambosos Jr. People say, well, Devin is pillow-fisted. He's pillow-fisted. You fought 2 grueling fights with Devin Haney. Do you think George Kambosos is going to be the same fighter? I don't think he is. See, I think people, they don't understand the sport of boxing. I think people don't get it. I don't think people get it. Like these fighters, they're going in, and every time they fight a fight, every time they get punched in the face, every time they get hurt, every time they get dropped especially, and if somebody's throwing enough punches to knock you down, you know you got a concussion. And every time you get a concussion, you're losing years off of your career. Errol Spence, the beating that he took from Terrence Crawford, he already took a beating from the car, being thrown from a car window, okay? That right there, people said, oh, Errol okay. No. When a grown man has been thrown from a car, okay, like going almost 100 miles an hour, and he was thrown through a windshield of a car, and you're trying to tell me that he's okay? Then he go in there by Terrence Crawford and he takes a beating. Errol Spence would never be the same fighter. All the times Amir Khan got knocked out. The first time that Khan got knocked out, he was never the same fighter. Folks, it is what it is. When Canelo knocked out James Kirkland, y'all remember that? James Kirkland was never the same fighter. When Nicholas Walters knocked out Nonito Donaire, Nonito Donaire was never the same fighter. Boxing, you're getting brutalized for 12 rounds. You're getting hit flush in the face, on the side of the temple, in the back of the head, underneath the chin. You're getting hit. And when you take that much damage, you're never the same fighter. You're just not. You're just not. Canelo, when he hit Austin Trout, I'm talking about dropped him. Austin Trout, never the same fighter. It's just what it is. Okay, guys, I can go on and on and on about fighters who are not the same. Miguel Cotto, to me, wasn't the same fighter. After Antonio Margarito cheated, he wasn't the same fighter. He wasn't that same killer Miguel Cotto that whooped Paulie Malignaggi's ass. Nah, not the same fighter. So you got to realize Deontay Wilder went in there and he fought wars. The man went to war, getting hit by one of the best heavyweights in the world. You got to know it took its toll. And unfortunately, what Deontay Wilder, the style that he used, it was hit and get hit. That's what it was. You know, Deontay Wilder wasn't a very defensive fighter. He wasn't that great on defense. Okay, he didn't throw a lot of punches. The punches that he threw, they counted. You know, Wilder had a style that was just very awkward. And so Wilder did the best he could within the style that he had. Wilder did the best he could with the style that he had. I just don't think Wilder ever really understood the boxing fundamentals. Deontay Wilder knew how to fight. That's it. Wilder knew how to fight, and he was very good at fighting. Not boxing, but he was very good at fighting. And he was a very intelligent fighter. Okay? Not an intelligent boxer, but an intelligent fighter. And there's a difference. Deontay Wilder knew how to survive. You know, even the fights with Luis Ortiz, people call Luis Ortiz a bum, but nobody wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. Wilder was the only one that wanted to fight Ortiz. Those fights he fought with Ortiz, he got hurt in those fights. Guys, those fights matter. They matter. So, should Deontay Wilder retire? Guys, it really looks like Deontay Wilder need to go ahead and just stop. He need to stop. And I know, some heavyweights fought, and they were, X years old. They were in their 40s. Yeah. You know why people like Bernard Hopkins, they were able to fight so long? Because Bernard Hopkins wasn't getting punched. He was very defensive. Bernard Hopkins was able to go for a long time because he was so defensive. He was defensively responsible. So B-Hop went out. Yeah, he got knocked out of the ring by Joe Smith Jr. And we clown B-Hop, but man, what B-Hop was doing at 50 was unheard of. What George Foreman was doing, George Foreman fought for a long time. George Foreman had very underrated defense. His defense was extremely underrated. But George Foreman, to me, was a defensive wizard, in my opinion. Not your opinion, my opinion. And George Foreman, he was a hell of a counterpuncher. George Foreman, to me, didn't take as much damage as some of the other heavyweights did. But those guys were able to fight well into the later years of their careers because they understood boxing defensive fundamentals. They got it. They figured it out. A lot of fighters don't get it. And look at all your defensive fighters. A lot of these guys, they still here. They still here fighting. But these guys that were warriors, they fought mano a mano. Them fighters ain't here no more. Like the Marcos Maidanas. You know, them fighters retired early. They retired early. Because they couldn't fight. You can't fight those kind of fights. Okay? You couldn't fight those kind of fights and keep a long career. It's impossible. As Deontay Wilder would always tell you, the head is not meant to be punched. The human head is not meant to be punched like that. You can't be a rock'em sock'em, a warrior, a mano a mano fighter and think that you're going to have a long career. It's just not going to happen. Your body going to break down, okay? The body is made up of cells, blood, and tissue. It's going to break down. It's just a matter of time. Like everybody say, man, that person got a granite chin. You keep getting touched in your chin enough, that chin, it ain't going to be the same chin. Because your body eventually is going to wear down. It just is what it is. I think Deontay Wilder should consider retiring. And I think maybe he made a decision. But I think him coming back, I don't think it's beneficial to him. I mean, the man is a walking ATM machine. Okay, I'm pretty sure a guy like Deontay Wilder with so much experience can use the sport of boxing to still make his bread. I think so. But that's just me. Deontay Wilder took one too many, man. He just took one too many. If I see him get back into the ring again, unless there's a doctor that say that this man is completely healthy, I don't want to watch what could happen to him. You got to understand, man, before Deontay Wilder was really, really famous, you know, Deontay Wilder responded to me 3 times. And I mean, I asked Deontay Wilder one time a serious question. I asked him a very serious question. And Deontay Wilder, I'll never forget, I won't discuss it. I won't discuss what he told me. It's a very serious situation. And I just asked him, like, what would you do in this situation? You know, this dude immediately, it didn't even take him a day. This dude, 5 hours later, he responded to me. And, you know, I will never forget that. Deontay Wilder, good dude, man. I'm going to always, you know, support Deontay Wilder, whatever he do. I'm just not going to watch him step back in that ring unless a doctor say Deontay Wilder is healthy. Okay? He's healthy. He's healed. Okay, cool. But I'm not going to watch what I think could happen to him if he ever stepped back in that ring again.